We have 3 more years left on the blood contract that Jean Claude Divaye, Papa Duck, took on us. 3 more years is left on this blood contract. We're much better than where we started because this was put on us about 67 years ago. Okay. So, with that being said, we're closer to this cycle ending. And we've had almost 70 years of nothing but terrorism on our terrain. Okay. And we are coming to a close to it. That is why I found it so hubris that they have a PR campaign and run around the planet. Haiti, your land is sold. I said, you can't buy a land on a blood contract. You can't do that. Because you see, the contracts are not taken with mortal men like us. These contracts that are taken, they're not taken with human beings from this dimension. Those contracts are either taken from beings from higher realm or lower realm. Okay? Now, everything is spiritual. But when spirituality has been taken from so many people, it's hard for you to explain, especially they've been dumbed down, they've been given a juvenile version of spirituality that it might be a little too much for some people. But those that are spiritual, they know what I'm talking about. It's not too much for them. There's going to be a lot of big boy and big girl conversation in the coming days and months. It's going to be real hard conversation. You already got a big conversation, that Epstein file. It's already put out there. See, people used to think that people talking about dimension were crazy. I know they weren't crazy, but if I came around and say they're not crazy, we have beings from other dimensions visiting this dimension here, and the ones that are doing all the PDFers and stuff like that, that's out here drinking blood, and organ harvesting, and eating flesh, and doing all kind of things, they're coming from other dimension people, and what they doing, they running up in here, man, and they smashing up the house, and they snatching stuff, and they running. Basically, we have run and snatch and go. Like they come here all clicked up. They already know what they're gonna do. You know, like when all they need is like one of them to get in, and then it's like once one of them get in, they put their foot in the door, rip that stuff open, and they flood in like into a terrain, and boy, let the pillaging begin, let the looting begin, and they are on one accord, and it's a dimension that they had jacked their little self up and stuff like that, and they need resources because that place is so despicable, and they are running around doing it all over the place. Okay, some of them little organs, they're not really eating the organs the way you think. Some of it they are eating it, but some of the organs they're taking it to go repair their own bodies over there. They're not telling you the stuff. Like externally, they look like they're okay. They look like us, but internally they're damaged. They have so much illness and sickness. So some of these organs are going to go to where they are in another dimension for them to test out, see what to do about their illness. Okay, because you see they do too much. You see the confusion in these cats. Anyway, I had digressed. But this cat right here, this one right here went and put a call an elemental being from higher realm so that he can be dictator for life. So he can have a family dynasty. So him, his son, and his grandson. And the hubris is he did have a grandson. His oldest grandson is a boy. But he foodie for Cocoa Puff, foodie for Cocoa Puff, foodie for Cocoa Puff. His oldest son is. He's a foodie, 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 do the food, foo, foo, foo. That's what he is. His grandson is. And then his son, we all saw how he died tragically. The reason is that when you take these blood contracts, anybody that know me know I'm anti-blood contract. I've got to be the 10 toe down lady that is anti it. I'm like, what you want that damn bad, man? I like, no, don't blood, don't blood, no use no blood. You don't need no blood. No, you don't need no blood. The older I get, like, no, you don't need blood. You don't need blood. You don't need no chicken blood. No, 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 no. You don't need no goat blood. You don't need no. You don't need that blood. If something really, really big, like something big, then yeah, kill a damn cow. Something big, go kill a chicken or two. Like something huge. If it's big. By all means, go slaughter 30, 40 cows now, but not humans, because humans is taking it to another level. You're going in another dimension because the fact is, once you offer human blood, you got to keep having human blood. As you've been seeing, our land has been bleeding for 70 years nonstop. You know, you can't. You saw them boys came on our soil where they did the organ harvest, right? Literally, we're opening them up and chopping them up, ripping their skin up without any kind of painkillers, none of that stuff in that area. And with they came in with ancient tongues. They told the whole planet they were going over there. They're going to go help, and the planet was cheering them on. They told the whole human race they had presented some very beautiful glossy brochure, but people didn't know those were extractionists. Extractionists don't build no damn country. Extractionists, it's in the word extraction. They came in and they were doing extraction, and every way, hell, they shook them down. People in Port-au-Prince, we were shocked. We're like, whoa, Port-au-Prince, you were paying taxes? What? Like they were shaking them down in Port-au-Prince, like 3 million of them. They were shaking them out. Them little gang members were collecting money. Who you think they were collecting money for, man? They were collecting money for them boys. They were organ harvesting. They stealing kids. We had massive selling of kids called adoption. All of this happened because of a bridge of a blood contract. What I'm saying to you, this stuff is serious. Those cats, and this is where I couldn't stop laughing. I'm like, you purchased Haiti. Oh, y'all shareholders on blood? Y'all shareholders. I said, oh, you shareholder to what? This is a blood contract here, cat. I mean, and I'm all for if you want to take a 10 pound of my bad mojo and put it on you. By all means, please help yourself. Man, help your damn self right along. I'm like, what we doing here? What we doing here? That just show you how dark some beings are. That they think it's a free thaw, and then they all coming around swimming around with all this 2.0 economic enslavement, where they're trying to get permanent control of every inch the resources while they keep all this. I like y'all not gonna do that. You're not gonna be able to do nothing with the damn place. First of all, um, number one is illegitimate what y'all doing. None of those cats have any kind of legitimacy. None of that stuff. The Constitution. This is what happened when a blood contract is broken. Even the people that think that they are Einstein, even they trip themselves out in the terrain. Dumb boys are dictating from the external. That even make it corrosion. That makes it bullying. That makes it under distress. You see what I'm saying? This is the thing about a broken blood contract. Everybody get hurt in the process. No innocent body. For example, all of these so-called NGOs that were down there PDFing the kids, that were down there poisoning people with food, that was down there organ harvesting, that was down there doing etc. and etc. And all those calling themselves share. Oh, sometimes I laugh. I'm like, share what, man? Share what, man? Share of a broken blood contract? Do you know the name of that entity? Did y'all ever try to ask yourself, who are those elementals? Do anybody know who those elementals are? What dimension did they come from? What were they brought here for that they were run out the country? See, there had always been a plan to dismantle Haiti. Okay. When Papa Duck did what he did, because Papa Duck was under instruction, because Papa Duck was a CIA agent. Papa Duck never worked for Haitian. This cat ain't never worked for Haitian. I don't understand what this love of him. I don't understand what this second life that they giving him. What I mean a second life about, oh my God, it wasn't that violent. What do you mean it wasn't violent? You're under a blood contract. If you under a blood contract, cannot not be violent. What people don't understand, you still got to give your pound of blood. What are you talking about here, man? Man, miss me with that. Y'all got to give y'all a pound of flesh, man. Every damn year, that place, people dying for no damn reason. The land has to be stretched. And especially it's broken. When a contract is broken, guess what? You're going to have some infernal beings over there going to get that beast, going to get that beast on them flesh. Because you know, this drawback, man. They got to be clapped back for this stuff. That stuff ain't just done like that. So now we have a lot of low RAM. So we have like over 10 portals that's open to the infernal realm on our land because of a broken contract. Now those 10 ports are getting ready to close now. So when them boys came in with all the little contracts that they had, I started laughing. I said, you up in there signing a contract what? For gold, for diamond, for oil, for stuff like that on a blood contract? Do you understand that's a no-no? Do you understand what you just did to yourself? You just joined in what's going to happen, the cleaning. So when they were coming in, well, I was giggle. I was giggling funny. I like, they going in there. What they gonna do? They got all these. I said, all these businessmen, man. When that blood contract comes off that place in 3 years, I promise you, the whole planet gonna move different. It's gonna be the ugly show. I'm gonna tell you why it's gonna be the ugly show. Number one, all of all of the cats that literally was in cahoots with the outsiders, they're gonna come up missing. Okay, let me tell you why. That entity that came from the higher dimension, it already sent a signal. It already had a talk with everybody because it's getting ready to come through because it's got to leave, and it leaves where it enter, and it enters through Haiti. So that's this portal out of this dimension, right? What people don't know, when these entities come, they don't come with 10,000 people. This, what we're calling the world, is a lot bigger than what, especially people of this dimension, have been led to believe, because this dimension have been so infantile in knowledge. You see, they're killing people over silly stuff. They're killing people over flags. They're killing people over skin color. They're killing people over belief system. Like, it's easy to get in the fight here in this dimension, and I'm not trying to hurt feelings for people in this dimension. The ones in the higher realm, they said that it's so easy to manipulate people from this dimension. It's so flippin' easy that they can use books that they use in spirituality in this dimension when they were kids, when they were 4 or 5 years old. They say they don't even use the good stuff in this dimension. That's just how infantile and how spiritually bankrupt this dimension is. And he happened to be one of them that was. See, people in this dimension, they're using it for the wrong purpose. They're using spirituality for money. If you chase money, you're going to have to summon the entity that control money. And the entity that control money is not a nice character. And the entity that control money gonna want his pound of flesh when it's supposed to be delivered. Okay. It's like, for example, all these wars everybody's seeing, they don't realize those are blood sacrifices. Those are blood sacrifices. The whole planet is watching blood sacrifice. I thought Gaza was just a grotesque blood sacrifice because it was so small. I like, oh, what a disgusting, disgusting blood sacrifice. I thought it was just so disgusting. I thought it was so vile, if you ask me, because the terrain was just that small. You have grotesque blood sacrifice that keeps on going on in the Congo. Iraq, that was grotesque, but that was a blood sacrifice, especially when we have massive, like, we're talking about 500,000 people, which, I believe me, I think it's much more than that. And then the Fallujah situation, where people just keep born deformed and etc., and people having like crazy looking kids. So that's an ongoing blood sacrifice because people, their wound have been contaminated, and therefore they have kids constantly that cannot live for too long. So that's an ongoing blood sacrifice for whatever entity that was summoned. Okay. You have Libya. Libya, that is a blood contract. Just the sheer scope of it, you could tell it was a blood contract. And by the way, I'm just talking to people that's spiritual. I'm not speaking to you. If you're not spiritual, man, this cannot be for you. My channel might be a little too heavy for you. I don't want anyone that's not spiritual on my channel. If you're not spiritual and you don't understand life is spiritual, please don't, please do me a favor and leave. I'm not talking to people. I don't have light conversation yet. My conversation, some people might say it's dark, but it's not dark. It's about spiritual life. Okay. So if this is a little too much for you, please do me a favor. Please don't come and just get your little rump out of here. Okay. Because get out of here. Okay. So with that being said, because I felt compelled to say that because I don't want anybody in here that they don't understand life is spiritual. I don't want anybody in here that don't understand my channel is heavy, man. I talk about heavy hardcore subject, man. I don't talk about light stuff. I don't want, this is a channel for big girls, big boys. This is a big girl. big boy channel. This ain't no little baby, okay? This ain't no carry your little rump somewhere else. So to make a long story short, we see these grotesque everything. But long story short, he sent a message. You know, he told him. And another thing that happened was the last president Haiti had, which was Jovenel. I'm gonna do one special about him. How um, Jovenel, once Jovenel died, the Lois, the ancestors, took over Haiti. They're running the place, and that entity knows. He knows. He green lighted. They because he wouldn't do anything because they kicked him out. It's a broken contract. The contract was not honored, and so the ancestors was like, listen. I don't know what they said. Say, listen, we apologize about this. We're going to see to it it's never, ever, 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 ever happen again. We're going to see to it that children's are never open harvesting on that terrain. We're going to see to it that PDF never happened on this terrain. We're going to see to it that mysticism is never wielded the wrong way in that place. We're going to see to it that they never have any ilk like him. We're going to see to it that there's never any kind of creature that's born like that on this terrain again. So he said, okay. And what the world don't realize, um, they were like, "What?" And he said, "Okay." And then he told them all that little crap they signing. Good. I'm gonna take them with me when I'm leaving. Snatch them out when I'm leaving here. He said, "I." And he said, "There's a lot of them that was in here. A lot of them was stayed for no reason." He said, "Snatch them all out." So he said, "It's gonna look like the curse of the billionaire on this planet. It's gonna look like it." What the world don't realize, they were down there PDF and people in Haiti. They were down there physically eating Haitian flesh. They were down there doing some of those foul things that the world could not comprehend to the poor Haitians over there. When they knew Haiti was on a blood contract, and they knew that the contract was bridged, and they ran in there. They loot, they terrorized them, they abused them, they stole their resources, and they humiliated them on top of it. He said, "Don't worry. When I'm leaving, I'm taking them with me." And then, and he said, "If y'all want to, y'all might as well go ahead and let them know they better get out of here. Give them a deadline." And he was like, "Give them a deadline. I'm not talking to them right now. When I'm leaving, I have to talk with them." And he was like, "I got 3 more years. When I'm leaving Haiti, I have a nice talk with them." He said, "When I'm talking to them, they're gonna know I'm talking to them. They're gonna know I'm talking to them. Ain't gonna be no doubt I'm talking to them. Well, maybe that's the most beautiful thing they could ever come up with. Moving in Port-au-Prince. Maybe that's the most genius idea they ever had in this whole galaxy. Living in Port-au-Prince. It'd be easier to snatch them out because I know exactly where to find them. I won't have to go looking for them." So that entity ain't upset if they all want to go and build up. For them to go and squat there, it's easy. They know where they're at. Snatch them right up. Know where they're at. Basically, it's going to look like the curse of the billionaires when that entity leave. He snatched them all out. That's when we're gonna get a real scope of how many of them was on that poor island. How many of them was over there raping those kids over there on that island. We're gonna get a good scope of how many of them was over there doing bodily harm to human beings. We're gonna get a scope of some of the most vile things that the mind can concept that they were doing down there. We're gonna get a good scope because he said he snatched them out of. And then something that is not done. Every last one of them that a PDF one over there. They all have an urination issue right now. Let me repeat. They all have a urination issue. They can't urinate like they used to urinate. They can. It don't matter whether they're domestic. Let's talk about the brothers that's in Haiti that should know better. That should be protecting people, loving their people. That went in the PDF club, right? They did some terrible little blood sacrifice, thinking they part of the crowd, but they're not. He taking them with them too. So what the world is witnessing, that's in motion because I said the laws took over, the ancestors took over. What we're seeing here, there's a lot of death going on. There's a lot of killing. They might be there are innocent ones being caught up in the mix of this. But if you look at it from a spiritual point of view, from what I was told, someone was like, "Hey, Manishka, how innocent is it? How innocent are you when you're sitting there, you watch little ones getting PDF? You see them picking up kids. You never question. You see them every day. They're picking up these kids off the street. You never go, hey, you in that white van, what do y'all do? Why y'all keep picking them up here? I notice you keep, they sitting there, they watch them. No one ever wondered what happened to these kids. Now, how innocent was that being? Was it an innocent being or no? Another thing, you see the kids on the street. You see all these street kids. No one ever asked them, who's your mom? Who's your dad? How did you get on the street? No one ever asked them. No one cares how they got to the street. You know, no one cares how we end up with all these street kids walking around here. How are these street kids being produced here? Where are their mom? Where they at? So are you really innocent? You see it, but you didn't care. You want to care about yours, right? All right then you can get some. So that's what I was told. You can get some. So you can get some of this. You can get some of this smoke. So it's gonna be hard for the world to see, but there's gonna be bloodshed because they need to get that out the country. Because the new Haiti cannot be rebuilt with Haitians that sit there and watch fellow Haitians get hurt and keep a shut mouth. With Haitians that see other beings that are not Haitian come in and violate Haitians on Haitian territory and just walk around like, ooh, let's go. Let me get my personal child. The hell with you? Oh, you ain't my child. I don't care. Shoot, don't touch mine. Don't touch mine. Don't touch mine. It can't be rebuilt with that. You should love your fellow countrymen. So the laws already said they gotta go. They gotta go. So they're gonna get there. But see, we're living where a lot of people can get snatched out of here, man. A lot of people getting ready to get snatched out of here. It's not even funny. In every area got groups. I'm talking about my corner. I know what's gonna happen in my corner, okay? And you see a lot of these kids. I'm not going. Yes, you're gonna go right back. You're gonna go right back. Some of y'all actually gonna run right back home. They ain't gonna put you out. Some of y'all gonna run back barefooted. Some of y'all gonna swim back home naked, but not nothing on your tail. Some of y'all gonna run back hair undone. Some of y'all gonna be in the midst of getting y'all hair braided. Y'all gonna jump in that damn water. And y'all gonna swim and y'all trip a Dale shark or any goddamn sea creature come. Y'all punch it right in this goddamn face to run back to your homeland. That's exactly what's gonna happen to y'all. Y'all gonna run back lickety quick. And when y'all get back, y'all gonna respect y'all homeland. Y'all ain't never gonna talk about leaving no more. As a matter of fact, anybody, even if person open their damn mouth and y'all see saliva say they want to go somewhere, y'all gonna punch them right in the head. Y'all might actually decapitate them for saying that, because y'all gonna know better. So I'm like, don't pay them back. I'm like, I told someone don't pay them mind. They're going back. Don't pay them no damn mind. The world is spiritual. They're gonna carry their little tail right back home. Pay them no damn mind. Uh-uh. Pay them no damn mind at all. None, ya. And yeah, there you have it. It's like I really wanted to touch upon it. And I really wanted, this is just like a little taste. I really want to do a deeper dive. So what I'm doing here, I'm just putting like little stuff here and there. But I want to do follow up. I want to see how people respond to stuff before I go in. Like I said, this is the big girl, big boy channel. My stuff is hard, man. It's heavy hitting, especially when I go down the spiritual realm. When I want to talk about spirituality, it's on. It's on a cracking, like on a bad bag. So I have one in here that's talking about principalities. I did a few of them explaining what principality is. I did one about why urination is drunk, golden drunk, urination, why it's drunk. I did one on why the root chakra is used, why they do it, what's the root reason why root chakras are used, why they drink urination. Um, I want to do one in the fluids that are used, because most of the time people think it's just blood. No, blood is one. It's good. That's that. That's that. That's that quick one. That's that. Pow 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 pow. That's that blood. Okay. Now you want something, man, like people say quick or fast or lightning fast. No, that's that blood. And if it's human, put that sucker on speed blast. You know. So it's like top of the food chain is human blood. because you're gonna put that stuff, especially if you're in this dimension. You're gonna put whatever you're doing on. You're gonna put that in steroid. That is why you have a lot of females. They use their period blood because they don't have to poke themselves. They don't have to do anything. They have access to it to come out of them anyway. And especially the real bloody, 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 bloody pad, they're just taking it and squeeze right into their love potion. And then you see men on them like wildflowers. And sometimes they don't even have to do that. They just have to get anything that's fluorescent and smells or sweet. Or sometimes if they want someone with money, they just have to get a big brand name one. They open it, and then they can take about 3 or 4 drop. And some people they just greedy. Some people just squeeze much that their blood they can get out their pad. But them heavy bleeders, they're gonna have their blood ready to go. Like they're gonna have that on lockdown, and they shake it. They never not leave the house with a piece of their blood that's tints into it, because that smell that they do it, especially the brand name ones, it's sold. And there was already sorcery put in. Perfume is a form of sorcery, so already sorcery put in it, right? And so when they put that little drop in it, or they put how many blood they can put and shake it in, what they did is that they amplify it, and then when they amplify it, and you can see the catchy stuff, especially if they go areas where they know money be at. See, I'm like, I said, why are you gonna go do that and go walk around in a broke area? That don't make no sense. Do that, you want to go where there's money at, okay? And you're gonna end up being one of these wives that whereas these husbands that's doing these really dark things for the money, but you're not gonna know of it because you're gonna be tucked away. You're gonna be in these big homes. You're gonna have a beautiful relationship. You're gonna be cooking breakfast. You're gonna be having like a lovey-dovey hubby. I made some breakfast for you, hubby. I made some lunch for you. I love you, love you, love you, love. But in reality, you don't even realize that cat where that cat real life began. You just happen to be a side piece, but the life you live in, it don't scream side piece because the thing is, they're in love with their darkness. It's because they're always going on business trip. So for you, you live in comfort. It don't matter. But if you realize some of these business trips are some very disturbing business trips that they go to, okay? But neither here and there. We're gonna leave it there, okay? Because I don't want to ramble on. But basically, I'm putting stuff out there to see how people feel about it. I really, because it takes a lot of energy and stuff like that. I really want to do one about fluid of the body, the fluids that's used. I'm thinking like when people are saying, because I remember someone, my ears had perked up. I heard someone say, "Yeah, I had some sweet nectar," and another lady said, "Ooh, um, you stop, you stop drinking milk. You drinking nectar." I couldn't believe in broad daylight that they were talking about sorcery, spirituality like that in broad daylight, and I was like, "Whoa, that's strange." It wasn't missed on me. Nectar, milk. See, there's a lot of code name, a lot of coded stuff. A lot of people don't know that they haven't been exposed to. These conversation goes on right in their face without them realizing. And before I go, I'm just gonna drop this out real quick. But this Papa Duck blood contract stuff, I definitely want to revisit it. I definitely want to do part two. I just want to see what the response is for part one. If I see that you guys not feeling it, then okay, we'll leave it there. But that don't stop it from you still got your 3 years you got to complete. It is a contract. Okay, the contract was not taken with human beings, so we still got 3 more years. And that foolishness with this, it's sold. That's campaigning. That's marketing. It ain't sold. And then I heard the foolishness. Oh, Prince Charles don't board the Port Prince. No, he ain't buy nothing. You can't buy a damn thing on the blood contract. He ain't buy a motherfucker thing. Oh yeah, he had money to spend. All right. Oh, they're gonna make it. Yeah, y'all don't get it. Y'all, I mean, y'all don't understand. There's higher dimensions here, people. Y'all don't understand. There are people that know how to shift from one dimension to another. Some of the baddest spirituals, they know how to do that right here in this dimension. Some of the baddest ones know how to do that. Some of the baddest ones. They move from this dimension to the next like nothing. There are some so bad they can tell you how many dimensions is in this system. They can tell you how far the rabbit go and how far down to go. They can tell you. They really tell you some stuff. But you got to be really spiritually attuned, spiritually aligned. You've got to do your work. You've got to. You've got to make sure that you open your PowerPoint. Me being Haitian, I'm gonna say PowerPoint. Okay. Now, the Indians believe in chakra, but I'm Haitian. PowerPoint is different than chakra, but it's still the same thing. Like, but there are Haitians that's working on chakra. But for me, the most powerful spirituals, you got to practice your indigenous spirituality. You can't be out here mixing and murking it up. You get more powerful when you keep it purely your base. You know, so for me, like, yeah, chakra is cool. I think it's cool. It's all that, it's sexy, but I'm more like power based. So uh, we call them plant false. There's different points in your body where they're located. So if you look at the chakras, for the Indians, it's center. They got everything lined up in center. We have different connection point. Like this is your this point right here. And what I found out to be so interesting, and I want to make a video about that, is that I found out with arms, those points that they're saying, if you're in a cold, you don't want those things to be exposed. You don't want your neck exposed. You don't want your wrist exposed. You don't want your kneecap exposed. You don't want your back exposed. You don't want your ankles exposed. You don't want your hands exposed. Okay? You definitely, and I was like, oh, that's strange. All what we call in points, you don't want that exposed, Nicole. And another thing, all that we're calling points, you don't want it overheated in an extremely heated environment. You need to go and calm it down. When you feel like your body is getting overheated, you need to go sit on a shade, or you need to drink some cool water. So I was like very interested in how powerful it was. Like, whoa, this is powerful too. And it's all mine. It's organic. I'm not borrowing from you. This is mine. And then we have like it's just like the laws. They work a certain part. Like the right hand belongs to this law, the left hand belongs to this law, the left leg belongs to that law. Da da da. This spinal, ba ba ba. So we have all this stuff and it's organic. But for me, when you keep it pure, you're more powerful. Another thing about spirituality, you make sure you keep it clean. Keep it clean now. Gotta keep that sexy. Gotta keep that sexy. Keep the human blood out of it, man. Gotta keep that sexy. Gotta keep that sexy. Keep the human blood out of it. Got to keep it sexy, man. Keep the children out of it, man. PDF done to keep it sexy. Keep it sexy, man. You got to keep it sexy. Keep them fluids out of it. Keep it sexy because you have people that are fluid in. Keep it sexy, man. For me personally, I think some of the baddest spirituals, the baddest one, is one that don't use one drop of blood, or one that don't use any kind of human fluid. They bad with it, bad with it. You know, So those are the baddest one. Now don't get me wrong now. Now you might have to put a foot or two up in something real quick because they're pissing you off. I get it. But don't use human blood. But I understand some females because they have monthly discharge. They always have access to it. See, that's what make a female spiritual dangerous. She ain't gotta go buy no blood. She ain't gotta buy nobody blood. She ain't gotta borrow nobody blood. She get it every month for free. And that's what make her dangerous. That she could go ahead and put a foot in your chaka 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 chaka. You know? In my culture we call it chaka. We like chaka 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 chaka. You know. So like I said, for real spiritual growth, you got to get into who you are. You got to know thyself, and to know thyself is to practice your spirituality. You can't be practicing everybody. You got to practice yours. You know, and I love mine because my spirituality, there's so many of you can choose from. It's like a pantheon. I'm like, your pick, man. Go on pick, man. Like, go pick. And then we already had like Gametla, the creator. We already had that in our culture. That wasn't introduced. That was being brought to us. That was already the great creator, the great architect. That's naturally us. That's within our belief system. And then you have the gay day, you have this, you have that, ba 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 ba. And then you have the Guinea. There's so many levels of this, man. Keep it pure, find your lane, stay organic, stay in your own. Especially us, we really have our own. We have music come with it. We have belief system come with it. We have proverbs. We have whole we have ceremonies that come with it. We have a lot of things that come with it. And then I was telling this, I said, you don't need to believe in the chakra. I mean, it's good if you do, but you really don't need to believe in that. That's foreign. That comes from India. You're Haitian. You have PowerPoints. You got to keep it Haitian, man. You got it. The ancestors are commanding us, man. Get away from everybody's spiritual belief system. You have your own. Like the egregore of the voodoo, it needs to rise again. The egregore needs to shine bright, and it cannot shine bright if we're using everybody else's stuff, man. That's why some of them all messed up because I said you're gonna stay messed up until you go ancestral base, man. You're gonna stay messed up until you reconnect, you get back to the source, man. You're gonna stay jacked up. That's why some of y'all looking crazy because y'all not in the source, man. Know thyself, get back with source, man. Get up on game. Another thing too here is that I touched on this and I will follow back up. I'll see, you know. So I won't put too much out there. Like I said, right now I'm just doing like I'm testing the water. See, okay, too much. Okay, I'm put. Is that too much? Okay, okay. Because I'm blunt and I'm a big girl, but I don't know my audience. So I got to see my audience. My my audience ain't gonna be everybody. It's not gonna be everybody. It's okay. My audience is gonna be special people. My audience are gonna be very cerebral. My audience is gonna be people that's looking for truth. Okay. My audience are not gonna be cloud chasing. My audience ain't gonna come in here and try to gaslight me. And my audience know I don't give a damn about that. I'm just gonna put it out there. It is what it is. You do what you can with it. I don't care about it. I'm just gonna put it out there. I'm here to just drop the truth. And so this is one of them, man. This cat right here, man. I'm gonna dive deeper into his this character, but just not right now. I just want to put it out there, but it don't stop it from being like nothing stopping it from being um, you have 3 more years left. There's 3 more years left on it, whether you like it or not. The whole damn nation was put on it. People are born in it. Real talk, a lot of Haitians born in it. Haitians were already allowed. They were automatic in there. It don't matter if you're in Haiti. It don't matter if you're outside Haiti. You still got your little tail. 3 more years left of the blood of this blood contract. It was done to zombify the nation. For nobody to talk back to him. Nobody clapped back with him. Nobody get up and talk to him. Well, he was all potent, all powerful, and stuff like that. Well, he was the great leader. Y'all don't understand. This stuff not done like this, people. This stuff is spiritual, man. But anyway, what I want to say here, this great leader here, look at him. Look at his damn eyeball. I always thought he was cross-eyed. I don't know. Is he cross-eyed? This great leader. Put it right here. Touch your nose, cause you wrong for that. Ugh. It ain't spelling it ain't spelling nice right now, because of what you did down there, man. And he's the one that said it. I remember when his son was leaving. His son said, "I'm leaving this place. It's gonna be a cigarette burning in both ends." Can you imagine that? You supposed to be the son of this man that won the country for life. You're leaving your own birth country. You said this country is gonna be burning on both ends. No one gonna know how to hold that cigarette. Both ends is burning, and it will burn down. And that's because they told him to leave. He understood there was a blood contract, but he understood what his dad did. But he didn't like the fact that he had to continue with the constant bloodletting. He didn't have stomach for that. And he didn't have the stomach for other things that were required for him to do. He just didn't. And he paid the ultimate price now. That poor thing died broke and lonely. And then his silly little wife, she was over there being passed around like meat. To why she married a builder. I said, I'm gonna clean your damn pocket up too. It's just very tragic. So anyway, in closing, people, keep it clean, keep it sexy, keep the human blood out of it, keep the children out of it, uh, keep the liquid out of it. Just keep the liquid out of people. What y'all want that damn bad? Y'all running around here doing all these terrible things, and above all, stop selling your souls, man, to other dimensions. So it's real. They are selling their souls in this planet to other dimensions because they're gonna snatch your little butt up. Like instead of you being reincarnated, coming back in this loop, or either being re-looped to come back to this dimension, or being hardwired to move to the next. You know. But it looked like it's gonna be a big graduation because a lot of people ready to move, man. They're ready to move to the next dimension, man. And most people don't ask themselves, when you move to the next dimension, guess what? The bottom dimension, some of the people from that area, not all of them, some of them they graduate, they come to this dimension. This dimension right here, it's gonna look different because the people from this dimension, The next 3 or 4 years, with so much stuff happening that they're automatically going to transcend to some people going to transcend to one dimension higher. Some people going to transcend to two, three, four, five dimension higher, and it's going to take them about 4 or 5 years to realize they're not in the same dimension. You know, and some people are just going to be snatched out completely. I'm serious. Some people are just going to be snatched out of this dimension. They're not going up. They're going down. And drag their little tail when they're going to be reincarnated in the bottom realm, the lower realm. Okay, because they're just too dark and they just this dimension is too much for them. So if this dimension is too much for you, can you imagine the other one where they're cerebral and they are children of the light? Come on now, people. So to make a long story short, please like and subscribe and let me know what you think about this. And I will unpack some of these things. I know I'm doing a lot. I know I'm putting a lot of stuff out there. Please like and subscribe. Bye.